Do you remember the neon glow of the arcade, and that one cassette tape you played until it snapped? We know the melodies, but we rarely know the chaos behind them. Beneath the sparkling synthesizers lie stories of accidental genius and bitter regret. And wait until we reach number 2, where a shy T-boy accidentally birthed the biggest internet phenomenon in history. Today, we are counting down 10 unforgettable famous one-hit wonder songs of the 1980s. Number 10. Voyage, Voyage by Desireless, 1986. Imagine turning on your television in the late 80s and seeing a striking figure with gravity-defying hair and a piercing, cold stare. This was not a teenage pop idol. This was Claudie Fritsch Mentrop, a 34-year-old fashion designer who decided to step into the music world to offer us a ticket out of reality. She crafted an absolute masterclass in danceable melancholy. Listen closely to her voice.
Voyage, voyage.
Notice the absolute stillness. She is singing with almost zero vibrato. This hauntingly cold vocal delivery collided perfectly with the vibrant Roland synthesizers and the explosive Linn drum machine. It created a cinematic universe right inside a recording studio. While some American critics initially brushed it off simply because it was sung in French, the rest of the world knew better. The track conquered Europe and sold over 5 million copies globally. Desireless achieved massive fame, but bravely walked away from the corporate music machine to protect her artistic soul. Today, this track remains a holy grail for dark synth lovers and wanderlust travelers alike. She only claimed the global throne once, but Voyage, Voyage proves that true musical brilliance needs no translation. It is an unforgettable cultural anomaly that still makes our hearts beat faster. Number 9. Tarzan Boy by Baltimora, 1985. A jungle cry echoing across a neon-lit dance floor. It sounds like a cultural paradox, yet it became the defining pulse of Italo disco. Behind this polarizing track lies a brilliant artistic illusion. The radiant dancer in the music video, Jimmy McShane, was the captivating physical face of the project. But the soaring vocals actually belonged to producer Maurizio Bassi. Together, they sacrificed individual ego to craft a flawless pop avatar. Listen to that iconic yell. It is not a cheap movie sample. It is a meticulously layered vocal melody, driven by the relentless tribal rhythm of a Yamaha RX-11 drum machine.
On my own, like Tarzan Boy.
Academic critics of the era often dismissed it as disposable bubblegum pop. They completely missed the point. In the heavy shadow of the Cold War, the youth desperately needed pure, innocent escapism. Crafting a nonsensical hook that forces the entire globe to smile and dance is a rare architectural feat in pop music. Though McShane met a tragic early end, the joy he projected remains surprisingly enduring. From 90s blockbuster films to modern sporting arenas, this track refuses to fade. It is the ultimate unforgettable one-hit wonder, simply because you only need 3 seconds of that electronic howl to completely resurrect the kaleidoscope of the 1980s. Number 8. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, 1980. Listen to the static of an old dial fading away. That was the sound of a dying era. Beneath the incredibly upbeat rhythm of this synth-pop masterpiece lies a beautifully tragic eulogy.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52.
Inspired by science fiction, writer Trevor Horn wanted to mourn the forgotten singers who were left behind by modern technology. To capture that authentic vintage feeling, he bypassed traditional studio microphones entirely. Instead, he sang his lead vocals through a Vox AC30 guitar amplifier, creating the illusion of a ghost trapped inside a tiny plastic speaker. The public embraced the joyful melody, while traditional media executives felt a genuine sense of unease at its prophetic lyrics. Then came the ultimate historical irony. This track was chosen as the very first music video ever broadcast to launch the MTV network. The Buggles only achieved massive success this one time in the United States. Yet, calling them a simple one, hit wonder feels almost inadequate. They did not just write a catchy tune. They provided the exact soundtrack for a profound cultural shift, cementing their unforgettable legacy in pop history forever. Number 7. Words by F.R. David, 1982. Look at the classic image of a cool musician. Dark sunglasses, a sleek Fender Stratocaster guitar, projecting absolute confidence. Yet, the man behind this aesthetic wrote a profound confession of pure vulnerability. F.R. David penned this track out of total frustration, unable to express his feelings to the person he loved. It is the most fragile confession ever delivered by a pop artist. In an era dominated by roaring rock guitars and loud disco beats, this track broke every rule by choosing silence. The production is a minimalist masterpiece. The delicate sound of the Roland synthesizer feels like a quiet heartbeat, wrapping around a vocal delivery that sounds more like a whispered secret than a pop performance. He turned weakness into a sharp emotional weapon. While some critics dismissed it as overly sentimental, the public shed tears. In a noisy world, millions found a voice in his quiet struggle. It sold over 3 million copies and dominated charts across Europe. When I say I love you, honey. He may never have replicated this massive commercial peak, but the image of the romantic drifter in sunglasses remains iconic. It teaches us that true connection does not require grand speeches. Though he only shined brightly on the global stage once, this gentle melody became the ultimate unforgettable anthem for every unrequited lover of the 1980s. Number 6. 99 Luftballons by Nena, 1983. Imagine dancing wildly in a packed American nightclub, entirely unaware that the song you are moving to is a terrifying prophecy of nuclear annihilation. This track was the ultimate artistic Trojan horse. The concept was born at a rock concert in West Berlin. Guitarist Carlo Carges watched balloons drift into the night sky and wondered what might happen if they floated across the Berlin Wall and triggered a paranoid military retaliation. They packaged this apocalyptic nightmare into a relentlessly upbeat new wave track. Listen to the driving bass line and the remarkably innocent vocal delivery. The sheer contrast between the joyful instrumentation and the dark message is a masterclass in musical irony. It became an inexplicable cultural anomaly. The original German version climbed all the way to number 2 on the American Billboard charts right in the freezing heart of the Cold War. Millions of Americans were grooving to their own hypothetical doom. It stands as a vital historical artifact. It is an unforgettable one-hit wonder because it serves as a brilliant reminder from the 1980s. Sometimes the most profound political warnings come wrapped in the sweetest pop melodies. Number 5. Maniac by Michael Sembello, 1983. Some of the brightest pop culture moments hide the darkest origins. Michael Sembello originally wrote this high-energy track after watching a gritty horror film about a serial killer. The original lyrics were literally about a murderer stalking his victims in the night. Sembello was a master session musician for Stevie Wonder. He intentionally programmed the drum machine with a relentless 16-note pattern to mimic the anxiety of a terrifying chase. But fate had a completely different plan. A studio associate accidentally included this track on a demo tape sent to the director of the romantic movie Flashdance. The director loved the urgent tempo so much that he asked Sembello to rewrite the lyrics immediately. The terrifying killer was replaced by a girl dancing passionately on the floor. The result was a #1 hit on the Billboard charts. America took a dark song about a serial killer and turned it into the ultimate workout anthem of the decade.
Never stopping with her head against the wind.
It is a true testament to the unpredictable nature of the music industry. Maniac remains a brilliantly accidental masterpiece. It reminds us that an unforgettable one-hit wonder can be born from a simple mistake, transforming a terrifying nightmare into an enduring symbol of physical triumph.
On the wire between will and what will be.
Number 4. Live Is Life by Opus, 1984. Sometimes the greatest musical magic happens far away from expensive recording studios. The Austrian rock band Opus did not write this track to conquer the American charts. They wrote it to celebrate their 11th anniversary, as a heartfelt thank you letter to their loyal fans. The brilliant secret of this song is that there is no studio version. It was recorded entirely live at a concert in Oberwart. Listen to the massive crowd chanting and clapping along. That is not a manufactured sound effect. That is the raw, unpolished energy of thousands of people connecting in real time. The lack of polished perfection is exactly what gives the song its immortal soul. Academic critics initially dismissed its simple structure, but the masses did not care about complex musical theory. They just wanted a melody that made them put their arms around each other. Its legacy achieved literal godhood in 1989. During a UEFA Cup semi-final, the legendary soccer player Diego Maradona performed his iconic warm-up routine while this track echoed across the stadium. Since that moment, it transcended music to become the ultimate global sports anthem. An obscure band accidentally captured lightning in a bottle, proving that a true unforgettable one-hit wonder is simply about the pure joy of being alive. Number 3. Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, 1985. Imagine being a massively successful band, yet your absolute biggest legacy in America is a song you completely despised. Simple Minds initially rejected this track. It was written by Keith Forsey for the teen movie The Breakfast Club, and the band only reluctantly agreed to step into the studio under heavy pressure from their record label.
Don't you forget about me.
They viewed it as a corporate obligation. In fact, they recorded the entire track in just 3 hours. Listen to that iconic ending where singer Jim Kerr powerfully chants "La La La La." That was not a stroke of lyrical genius. It was completely improvised because he literally did not know what words to sing next. Yet the producer brilliantly kept it.
Rain keeps falling, rain keeps falling.
The track exploded to #1 in the United States. While the band saw it as an illegitimate child, American teenagers adopted it as their ultimate gospel. It perfectly captured the teenage rebellion and profound isolation of an entire generation.
Look my way, never love me.
That iconic final movie frame of a raised fist on a football field immortalized the melody forever. Simple Minds had a monumental career in Europe, but to the American public, Those 3 reluctant hours in the studio turned them into the most defining, unforgettable one-hit wonder of the decade. Number 2. Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, 1987. Before he became an immortal internet deity, he was just a shy young man making tea and running errands at a legendary London recording studio. But when producers accidentally heard him singing, they were absolutely stunned. Emerging from this quiet, unassuming teenager was a booming, deeply soulful baritone voice that sounded like a seasoned rhythm and blues veteran. The production was a flawless piece of 1980s machinery. It blended the driving pulse of a Roland TR-909 drum machine with the bouncy synthetic bass of a Yamaha DX7. When the track hit American radio, listeners assumed the singer was a towering powerhouse. When the music video finally aired, the nation was beautifully shocked to see a polite, red-haired boy dancing awkwardly in a trench coat. While music historians will correctly point out that Rick had other chart-topping hits, the digital age completely rewrote his destiny. 2 decades later, a bizarre internet prank resurrected this exact track, forcing billions of people to experience it all over again. He embraced this strange legacy with absolute, pure class. In the eyes of modern pop culture, the internet has canonized him as the ultimate god of one-hit wonders. It is the most unforgettable cultural phenomenon in history, proving that a great pop song will literally never let you down. Number 1. Take On Me by A-ha, 1985. Some masterpieces demand absolute patience. Before it became the defining sound of the 1980s, this immortal synthesizer riff was born in the mind of a 15-year-old boy. Shockingly, the track was recorded and released to the public, and it failed, twice. But the Norwegian trio refused to surrender. They knew they were holding lightning in a bottle. Let us analyze the sheer physical impossibility of this vocal performance. Lead singer Morten Harket executes a breathtaking 2.5-octave jump, reaching a soaring high E note in the chorus that seems to defy human biology. To match this crystalline audio perfection, they needed a visual revolution. A team of animators spent 16 grueling weeks hand-drawing over 3,000 frames for the music video. Once this rotoscoped masterpiece hit the MTV network, it completely shattered the American charts. Now, calling A-ha a one-hit wonder is a deeply polarizing statement that will definitely anger European fans, where the band remains absolute royalty. But in the American cultural landscape, they only ever needed this one ultimate crown. Decades later, its stripped-down acoustic version still brings grown adults to tears. It stands as the ultimate eternal icon, proving that sometimes a single song is enough to achieve absolute immortality. From a terrifying horror movie turned workout anthem, to a shy T-boy who accidentally conquered the internet, and a 16-week pencil sketch that defined a decade. These tracks prove that a true one-hit wonder is never just a passing trend. They are beautiful lightning strikes of fate, capturing the pure, fearless soul of the 1980s. To help keep this late-night time machine running, please subscribe to the channel. And tell me in the shadows of the comment section, which of these immortal melodies still echoes in your own memories? Until next time, keep listening.